Good evening, you're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. Turkey works to reach a ceasefire in Syria's Idlib as Germany expresses its readiness to contribute in rebuilding Syria. North and South Korea open a joint liaison office in the northern city of Kaesong. And Philippine authorities evacuate more areas as Super Typhoon Mangkhut approaches its coasts. Those were the headlines, and now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President Jimmy Morales of Guatemala on his country's independence anniversary. His Majesty the Sultan also sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President Daniel Ortega of Nicaragua on his country's independence anniversary. His Majesty sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President Sanchez Seren of Salvador on his country's independence anniversary. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos sent a similar cable to His Excellency President Carlos Alvarado of Costa Rica on his country's independence anniversary. And His Majesty the Sultan sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President Juan Orlando Hernandez of Honduras on his country's independence anniversary. Foreign Minister Mevlut Cavusoglu said today that Turkey is working to achieve a ceasefire in Syria's rebel-held northwest and is ready for cooperation to fight terrorist groups in the Idlib area. Speaking at a joint news conference with his Pakistani counterpart, Cavusoglu said President Tayyip Erdogan will speak with Russian President Vladimir Putin on the topic of Syria on Monday. Erdogan met with the leaders of Iran and Russia last week in Tehran to discuss Syria, but failed to win a ceasefire pledge. Foreign Minister Heiko Maas said today Germany is ready to contribute to rebuilding Syria if a political solution was found for fair elections in the country. Hours before the minister was due to meet his Russian counterpart Sergei Lavrov in Berlin, Maas appeared to answer a request made by Russian President Vladimir Putin in August for Europe to step up in reconstructing Syria. Maas said it in their interest for Syria to be a stable country. For that, reconstruction is necessary, and they have an important role in that. At the same time, Maas also underlined Berlin's demand for Moscow to use its influence to get President Bashar al-Assad to back off from a looming major offensive against opposition-held Idlib. Russia-backed Syrian forces have massed around Idlib in recent weeks, sparking fears of an imminent air and ground attack to retake the last major opposition bastion. During a visit to Berlin in August, Putin had called on Europe to fund the reconstruction of Syria to allow millions of refugees to go home. North and South Korea opened a joint liaison office in the northern city of Kaesong today as they knit closer ties ahead of President Moon Jae-in's visit to Pyongyang next week. South Korean Unification Minister told a ceremony that a new chapter in history is open today, calling the office another symbol of peace jointly created by the South and the North. The North's chief delegate responded in kind, calling it a substantial fruit nourished by the people of the North and South. The two Koreas have sought to pursue joint projects in multiple fields since the April summit between Moon and the North's leader Kim Jong-un in the demilitarized zone that divides the peninsula, even as U.S. efforts to secure concrete progress towards Pyongyang's denuclearization have stalled. Moon will fly to the North's capital on Tuesday to meet with Kim as he seeks to rekindle the process. Philippine authorities evacuated more areas today and warned an estimated 5.2 million people in the path of a very destructive typhoon to stay indoors, as the country braced for heavy rain and damage to infrastructure and crops. Super Typhoon Mangkhut is expected to barrel through the northernmost tip of the Philippines tomorrow morning, carrying 205 kilometers per hour wind speeds and gusts of up to 255 kilometers per hour that it has maintained since it struck Micronesia earlier in the week. The capital, Manila, and more than 36 northern and central provinces have been placed under storm warning signals. Classes have been suspended and government offices shut early in more than 600 places, while military, medical and emergency response teams were put on standby. The Coast Guard said about 5,000 passengers were stranded at several ports by the impending storm, which will head on towards Hong Kong, China and Vietnam. Hurricane Florence lumbered ashore in North Carolina with howling 90 miles per hour winds and terrifying storm surge early today, ripping apart buildings and knocking out power to 500,000 homes and businesses as it settled in for what could be a long and extraordinary destructive drenching. More than 60 people had to be pulled from a collapsing motel at the height of the storm, and many more who defied evacuation orders held out hope of being rescued. The National Hurricane Center said the storm will eventually push westward and make a right hook to the northeast over the southern Appalachians, moving into the mid-Atlantic region and New England as a tropical depression by the middle of next week. At least 510,000 homes and businesses were without power, nearly all of them in North Carolina. The Wilmington Airport had a wind gust clocked at 169 kilometers per hour, the highest since Hurricane Helen in 1958. Still to come in our news bulletin. With the advent of winter season and decline in temperature degrees, public parks are considered good places for relaxation. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. Within the preparations of Ash-Shumukh 2 and As-Sayfa Sariya 3 exercises, the medical services of the armed forces ended the works for the first military medicine conference. More than 500 experts and specialists from inside and outside the Sultanate took part in the event. It aimed to achieve high level of proficiency for those working in the health field, as well as to provide ideal health care. The conference was considered an opportunity to exchange expertise in military medicine aspects. The film industry is taking the interest of Omani entrepreneurs who seek to make cinema an industry that promotes the Sultanate. In this regard, Luna Cinema inaugurated its branch in the Wilaya of Barka. More details in the following report by Saleh bin Khalfan Al-Rahbi.
The cinema industry is a gate to culture, and it is one of the leading business interests for entrepreneurs in the Sultanate. Lunar Cinema, which was unveiled in the Wilaya of Barka, will not only offer movies, but will also support the local film industry.
Lunar Cinema has been proven, progressively that it is, by the hands of young Omanis who have been trying to get into a very challenging market. The cinema market is not easy. There's a lot of competition around. But what I liked about it, first of all, that they managed to get into a very niche sector, people who are looking for class, comfort, privacy. And they went, that extra mile to make sure that every single detail is taken care of, whether it is the quality of sound, whether it is the size of the screens, even the seats, etc.
Lunar Cinema, which has the world's latest advanced projection technology, will open up a wide range of opportunities for young Omanis to work in various fields of filmmaking, in the hope that the Sultanate, with its diverse environments, will create an international station for film production.
Actually, opening of Lunar Cinema in this Barka site is one of the goals that we are aiming right now. This is kind of chain of cinemas. This is the third branch, and upcoming branch is about to happen in Salalah and other cities. More than we are looking to open other branches in outside the country actually. This kind of cinemas and this kind of projects, it's helping the society to have some entertainment inside the cities. Plus, we are helping the filmmakers to have a place showing their movies as well.
We are very happy here in Barca society. We see some project like this. It's really entertaining our society, and it's also something unique here in Barca. So the people are driving to Muscat to watch some movies and to enjoying the cinema, but now we see it here in Barca. It's really nice, especially the people from our neighbors here in the wilayat, such as the Rostaq, Wadi al-Maawil, and they cannot drive to Muscat because it's so far a little bit. So now the cinema here in Barca.
The opening ceremony revealed the potentials of this cinema, which is managed by Omanis who are looking forward to going beyond the local domain to put lunar cinema on the map of the world cinemas. For the Sultanate of Oman Television, Salih bin Khalfan al-Rahbi, South al-Batina, Governorate.
Oman oil price today reached $76 and 93 cents per barrel. According to Dubai Mercantile Exchange, Oman oil price declined by 76 cents. The average price of Oman oil September 2018 delivery reached $73.17 per barrel, thus 44 cents lower than the price of August 2018 delivery. With the advent of winter season and decline in temperature degrees, public parks are considered a good place for relaxation and spending good time amid green areas. Al Ghubra Park is one of these places in the Governorate of Muscat that attracts many citizens and residents during this time of the year. The park is provided with playgrounds for children. There are also shaded areas and green areas with coconut trees and many types of flowers. PDO launched its Estidama campaign at Muscat Grand Mall to raise awareness about several environmental issues. More details in the following report by Salih bin Khalfan al-Rahbi.
Environmental pollutants prevent all not only from enjoying every beautiful spot of Oman, but also from practicing various activities. Thus, PDO has organized its Istidama campaign to raise awareness about several environmental issues.
PDO have started the campaign against the single use of plastic this year, and in PDO we're working very hard to spread the awareness for people to know the harm of the plastic in the environment. So here today in MGM, we're going to the public. We want the public to know more about the harm of plastic caused in the ocean.
Besides getting a chance to meeting the winners of PDO's Renewable Energy Awards at the event, the visitors, especially children, learn at this interactive art workshop by the Greek artist Kostas Grivakis several ways to utilize plastic away from causing harm to the environment.
We are here to teach children how to do recycling, how to recycle plastic bottles and transform them into dolls. Today we will do Omani dolls. It's important for kids to learn that we never throw away things. Even a plastic bottle is not a trash. It's a piece that we can transform it through art to a decorative thing or something that will give them pleasure.
I really had fun in this workshop because we can save Oman by using, reusing, reducing, recycling, and I really wish that we have future workshops like this one.
Plastic materials need 1,000 years to decompose, and this harms the environment. Therefore, this virtual reality experience offers important messages to the visitors to make a change towards conserving the environment. For the Sultanate of Oman Television, Salih bin Khalfan al-Rahbi, Muscat.
And now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Partly cloudy skies will prevail over the coastal areas of the Governorate of Dhofar and its nearby mountains, with chances of intermittent drizzle. The rest of the Sultanate will have clear skies with chances of cloud accumulation over the Hajar Mountains. Low clouds and fog late at night and early morning are expected over the coasts of the Arabian Sea and the Sea of Oman. Winds will be south to southeasterly light to moderate. Seas will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1.25 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. Turkey works to reach a ceasefire in Syria's Idlib as Germany expresses its readiness to contribute in rebuilding Syria. North and South Korea open a joint liaison office in the northern city of Kaesong. And Philippine authorities evacuate more areas as Super Typhoon Mangkhut approaches its coast. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.